The 2021 Murder Mystery Quest is upon us, boys. This year, I want to do something a little bit different. In years past, I've published my guides normally within 24 to 48 hours after the quest update is released, and many of you spend countless hours searching. Well, after almost 3 years of playing Emergency Response Liberty County, I like to think I have a pretty good idea of where most, if not all of these clues will be at. So join me as we investigate the possible Murder Mystery Quest locations and prepare ourselves for this year's mystery. This video assumes a few things. Number one, I'm assuming that this is going to be another clue finding scavenger hunt style quest. Number two, I'm also assuming that in like years past, there's going to be a minimum of 10 items or mystery clues to find. And number three, it's assumed that the entire map will be used. Although I suspect that each clue or item location will be different for everyone, I guarantee that if you follow this guide as a reference, you will at least find 50% or more of all your clues. The Murder Mystery Quest will be out on October 22nd, so watch this video as many times as you need to prepare yourself. I'm going to start by showcasing the top 10 most common areas, and then I'm going to dive into other possible locations, with number 19 and 20 being the least probable in my mind. I might also have some honorable mentions at the end, so here we go. By the way, did you know there's an official Zany Shorts channel? It's live now, and you'll be able to find classic rewinds from the early days of Emergency Response Liberty County all the way to the most current updates. Shorts are just like TikToks or Reels and are less than 60 seconds. It's a great way to watch the highlights from all of my videos and the best way to catch a preview of full-length episodes with a little bit of a twist. So whether you're on the go, at school, or at work, or simply don't have time to watch the full episode, I'm confident all of you are going to love Zany Shorts. As I said, the Shorts channel is live now and the link will be in the description below. Go like, comment, and subscribe. I'm curious to see how many of you will be among the first few thousand subscribers. This entire video will be shot in free cam mode this year because it's just a little bit faster that way. So the first clue is nothing more than right under our noses, as always, right here in civilian spawn. Make sure you take a quick look around all of the sidewalks and in between all the light posts and bushes before you move out of this area. It is very, very likely that you will find a clue here. Moving on to number two, and sort of a broad clue here, is anywhere in between all these buildings, especially in between little alleyways just like this one here that leads up to the ATM. But you also want to be mindful of all of the corners and all of the little pathways just like these right here in between all of these buildings in River City. It is very likely that here you will also find some clues. Don't forget to search along this strip here, where it's been very, very common that you will find some kind of clue in what I'm calling the future bank of Liberty County. Yes, this one right here. And since we're already here, don't forget to look at both parking structures. Not just this one here, but the 3-story parking structure right down the street here as well. Many players in years past have reported finding clues over and over in this location here. Very quickly moving down the street, it is also very likely that you are going to find a clue here in what I'm calling the downtown park. By the way, if this has an official name to it, let me know. But in any case, in this area here, you want to make sure to look at all the tables. You also want to make sure to look at the top of both sewage drain pipes, to include this one here and the one right across the way, this one here. Don't forget the tables on the opposite end of the park, this one here, and then the ones on the other end, these here as well. We're gonna go very quickly down the street, and you want to make sure you don't miss the strip right where the hospital and the shopping outlets are located. It is very likely that some of you will find clues in front of the hospital parking lot and then also along the strip along the shopping outlets. As I said before, make sure you check all the corners and all the parking spots. And before we completely leave the city center, we are going to take a quick visit to the fire station, where more clues have been reported, to include the corners here and here, and also this little lot here that seems to be empty year after year. Many players, including myself, have found several clues in years past right here. As we exit the city, we're gonna make one final stop at the gas station, and although this is the gas station I am gonna be highlighting, don't forget that there's another gas station across town, and you want to make sure to check in between the pumps, the sidewalks, and even along the store itself, because chances are you will find a clue somewhere in its general vicinity. Alright boys, boys, now moving out of the city, you want to make sure that you do check the tunnel, especially now that this little pathway has sort of been built inside the tunnel itself. Chances are that you will also be finding a clue here. As we make our way out of the tunnel, this new picnic area that has sort of been developed over the last couple of years, you want to make sure you check all of the tables. There's a total of 5, but not just the tables, you also want to look at all the parking spots, and you also want to check around the pond itself. This is a hot area for clues. Make sure you don't miss this spot. As we work our way out of the city and begin to highlight some other parts of the map, the green field has consistently been a hot area for clues year after year after year. You guys see these little patches where nothing seems to grow and there's not a field and there's not grass? Yeah, these areas here. You want to make sure you look at these areas, but not just the green field. Also take a look at the orange field just in case. Since we're way out here, some other common locations outside of my top 10 include anywhere along the barn to include the hay bales, also along the exterior of the barn where you find some of the firewood right here. And then also here. And once again, since we're out here, in years past, I myself have found several clues along the cemetery. Make sure you check the exterior corners of the surrounding fence as well as the interior corners along the grave sites. Although the housing tract has never really been a hot location for clues, if you are running low on clues and still have not been able to find the bulk of your clues out of my top 10, make sure you check all the driveways. Yes, I know it's extensive and it might even be exhausting, but the fact of the matter is that you probably will find a clue in one of these driveways. Also in the housing tract, don't forget to check both cul-de-sacs. There is one cul-de-sac on the right hand end right here, and there's another cul-de-sac in the middle of the housing tract right here. Let's not forget about the electric plant. Chances are you're not going to find the clue outside on the sidewalk somewhere, but instead you will find a clue somewhere inside this little alleyway here. And this is what I'm talking about. This little area here and this little sidewalk along with the little driveway that it has here, you might find a clue here. And if it's not here, go inside the actual power plant itself and chances are you will find a clue here if again you are running low on clues and clue locations. Since this year we received a few location updates to the map, don't forget to look at this year's post office. It's got a pretty big parking lot and even a little bit of a twist back here towards the side of the building, so chances are there's gonna be a clue somewhere in the vicinity of this building as well. Speaking of newer locations, back across the pond one more time, and I'm really sorry these are not in somewhat of a logical order, but I'm kind of just going off the cuff here. Don't forget that the back area of the hospital is also new for this year, so there's a very high probability that some of us will be finding clues in this portion of the map. Speaking of newer areas right alongside the hospital, don't forget all of these new little dirt paths all throughout the map. There's a very good chance that some of us will be finding clues, and it might be a little bit hard because if you're looking at night, they might blend in. So take your time moving all throughout these little paths, and don't forget to check these areas. Moving out of these paths, many users in years past have reported finding clues underneath the bridges. While I cannot confirm that I've ever found a clue there, many of you have. So if you feel like it'll be worth your time, don't forget to look under the bridges along the side and you might get lucky. Let me know in the comments below if you do end up finding a clue anywhere along the bridges. This year has also given birth to many new building interiors, and while building interiors have never been popular, in fact, I don't think I've ever found a clue in a building interior, don't discount the fact that some of these buildings are now massive. The developers might get a little evil on us and hide some clues inside some of these buildings. So if you've struck out on all other locations, and even I myself am going to take this tip, I will be sure to be looking through building interiors. And as I said, number 19 and number 20 were going to be my least likely locations. I'm going to wrap it up with number 20 here, and that's the caves. I really hope they don't hide anything inside the caves because this network is extensive. And it's not even so much the fact that it's extensive, it's just the fact that it's so easy to get lost and turned around inside the cave network that again, I really hope they don't put any of the clues in here. This will definitely be a time suck, and I am just hoping for the best on this one. Oh, and look at this. Why did you come here? I think that's new, isn't it? Anyway, Zanies, I try to think of some honorable mentions, but the truth is that this guide is pretty darn comprehensive, to be honest. I really don't think there's going to be that many other possible locations other than maybe this one right here, which is the back of the Department of Transportation building. And I do have two more to include the parking lot of the Liberty County Jail, and one more which is quite literally down the road And that's the corn maze. Oh my goodness. I sincerely hope they don't hide anything here because it took me about 10 to 15 minutes to even complete the darn thing. So if they do find a clue here, I feel terribly sorry for all of us because as you already know, we cannot jump, we cannot zoom out, and the only way to really assess where things are at is by using this right here, free cam mode. If you have any other suggestions of your own, don't forget to leave them in the comments down below. Come back after the murder mystery quest is out and let me know how well or how little this guide worked out for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Go check out the Shorts channel, and until next time, long live the Zanies.